So the sixth is main and auxiliary engine system filter. So for a prolonged safety troubleshoot and efficient operation of machinery. So in short, to muhatag na siya o ganang safety para sa kung troubleshooting na siya nasa efficiency ba para maka siya sa machineries. Number 7, FHO and LO pumps marine. So fuel pumps are required on board vessel to load fuel oil in the ship. So transfer from tank to tank. So kuan na siya, muna na siya mga fuel pump. So required na siya para makasulod ang mga fuel ship, i-transfer na siya sa mga tank ba para dali na siya makuan. So 8, feed water system pump set. So a feed pump is a type of pump that supplies water to a boiler to produce steam. So the feed pump is mo siya mohatag og tubig para water to boiler so that makakuha na siya o makatag na siya sakto nga init sa steam ba industrial purpose na mga feed pumps. So ninth is boiler circulating pump set. So boiler circulating pump set circulate water within an boiler to enhance boiler operation. So in short, ang mga boiler operation kay mo enhance siya mo level up mo high ang kuan ba like mo enhance. So they take action and header and connect to several downcomers. So mutabang po siya. So last one, number 10, boiler water gauge gas set. So water gauge valve set is used with the glass. The device allowed the liquid level in vessel to be visual inspected. So inspect to the word nga ng inspected o sa liquid siya mo kuan murag inspect ba kung murag lapas ba siya or daily murag siya murag siya gauge para makabalo ka sa unsa na siya kakuha ng level sa water gauges are required for boiler to pressure the code steam boilers. So that's all sa mo ni girl dyan nga first report. So next one is next.
Good day, sir. I am Cadet. Okay, good day, sir. I'm MORADAS, and I'm here to report about describe the use of each critical machinery and equipment and explain why it is considered as critical equipment. So, if a sudden operational failure of equipment or technical system on board may result in a hazardous situation, that equipment or system is considered critical. Master and chief engineer must draw up a list of critical ship function and a critical equipment. These critical lists are to be formalized on board and sent to the office. The agreed list of critical equipment must be accurately reflected and identified in the vessels. This list will always include the supply of electrical power to essential services, propulsion, steering, main engine, steering gear, and generator. The critical ship functions. The list of critical ship functions may also include ship-specific functions. For example, the capability to recover from a semi-submerged condition for a heavy-lift vessel. The critical standby equipment. Working from the basis on the critical machinery list, a list of critical standby arrangements should be drawn up. The critical standby arrangement list should be decided using the criteria of will a single critical standby arrangement failure compromise of the critical machinery functions. Minimum stock level for critical spare parts, consumable, and tools. It is the responsibility of the chief engineer to set the minimum level stock listing customized for each vessel and to formally agree with the fleet superintendent the contents of the list. The chief engineer must then maintain the agreed minimum stock levels and to ensure as appropriate the necessary requisition deficiency all are to be brought to the attention of the master and the technical department of the relevant management. Critical spare inventory monthly report. This report must be completed and returned to the managing officer. The under mentioned listing are the recommended minimum stock level for the item list. So the next reporter will be Cadet Rakuma.
So I'm Indian Cadet Alexis Racoma. So we have to report of working on critical equipment and system. So person who are responsible of the operation maintains repair of critical equipment and system, as well as the celebration and adjustment of alarm and other parameters of the equipment must be properly qualified, trained, or experiences in the use of these crucial items. Either the master or chief engineer is responsible for ensuring that the competency of the person involved in the maintenance is sufficient carry out the task or must personally supervise critical phase of overhaul. If there is any doubt as the ability, competency of those on board to carry out a particular to task successful on critical equipment or system, then the management office must be notified for further guidance and or instruction as the how to proceed. So whatever routine plan maintenance of major critical equipment to be carried out of the involved shutting down the equipment, ship staff will consult with the management cell. A risk assessment will be uh, required before equipment is shut down. The risk is assessment will include but be limited to addressing the following topics. So number one, alternative backup equipment system. Number two, any necessary modification in operational procedure as a result of the equipment being out of service. Number three, any additional safety produce emergency equipment. Uh, that's all. Next reporter. Tolkien.
Okay, tal. So, good day, everyone. I am Agent Cadet Kenneth Vincent Leyva. So, I'm going to present the state the allowable minimum required number of spare parts, pieces, or insets of each critical segment. So, maklaro ra tol. Tol. So, the first is the main air compressor set. So, it is required to have electric motor, pump, and receiver. So the minimum air pressure required is 30 bars to start the main engine up. So the pressure valve is provided, which reduces pressure and supplies controlled air from storage air bottle. And also the control air filter controls the input as well as output air in the air bottle. So second is the control air compressor set. This mode of control varies the compressor output to meet flow requirements by adjusting the inlet valves. So in result in air restrictions to the compressor. Even fully modulated at zero flow, rotary screw compressor typically consume about 70% of their full load power demand. So next is the main and auxiliary engine circulating system pump set. So this set is required two kinds of power. First is the power to move the ship or the prime mover, and second is the power to run the electrical devices and appliance on board, the lights, the air conditioning, and etc. So the marine auxiliary engine is the engine that supplies the power to run the electrical devices and onboard ship. Then next is the marine engine electrical blower. So the my main engine electrical blower ships the fans are electric devices composed of propeller or impeller turning within a fixed housing. They generally in hot areas such as engine room and in the galley. And next is the switchboard components. So the main elements of a maritime solution system are made the switchboards. So the panels or boards, motor controllers, lighting, and small power panels or boards. So the system is generally designed such that under all normal conditions of operation, power is distributed from the main switchboard. Then next is the main and auxiliary engine system filters. So first is to need is the strainer is a type of filter used mostly on low pressure or suction side and is used to remove large contamination particles from the system. And next is the HFO or and LO pump. So the HFO or heavy fuel oil is the most widely used type of fuels for commercial vessels. So this fuel is releases energy to rotate the ship propeller uh, or the alternator by burning fuel inside the combustion chamber or the engine or the to generate steam inside the boiler. And next is the feed water system pump sets. So there are two types of pumps that are most often used for boiler feed water application. So first the stamped stainless steel vertical multi-stage inline pumps, and second is the multi-stage horizontal rig section pumps. Then next is the boiler circulating pump sets. So how many question is the how many required circulator pumps? So circulator pump should have a minimum 10 gallons per minute flow rate at a given pressure drop. So what is the typical lifespan? So as long as your central heating system is correctly installed and properly maintained, we can expect that the pump will last for a long time. So typically, they keep going for well over 10 years with same lasting 20 years or more. And lastly is the boiler water gauge glass sets. So in most cases, the simple gauge glass on the steam or water drum or boiler shell is used in an indicator. So many standards stipulate the provision of two gauge glass arrangements are usually required to prevent breakage from causing hazard and operator. So, mao na to. Okay na tol? Oh.